School's back in session and you're prepping for Q4 at the office. You know what that means? We need lunches to go. And that's what we're doing today. We've got to customize these lunches in such a way that you enjoy what you're eating, but also it nourishes you throughout the rest of your day. Today we're gonna make 3 delicious lunches. They'll be colorful and fresh, flavorful and customizable, and show-stoppingly delicious. And the best part is, they don't have to be heated up. What do you say we get packing? Life can be a struggle, but a good meal doesn't have to be. We can make creative, nutritious, and inventive dishes that won't break the bank. We'll eat well and save money, because that's what we do. Welcome to Struggle Meals. All right, we're gonna make some rainbow spring rolls today. And this is a great dish to make because kids love them, adults love them, and you can eat them at room temperature. Spring rolls are traditionally from Vietnam, and these are my very non-traditional take on that dish. So we're gonna start off by cooking some rice noodles. These are vermicelli, and they're classic in a dish like this. We're gonna put these noodles in, I'm gonna let them boil, follow your package instructions. They cook pretty quickly. After just a minute, you should be able to come in and sort of break apart the noodles a little. Once these are done, I'm gonna rinse them under cool water so they stop cooking and they don't stick to each other. Let me show you how to matchstick a carrot. So the first thing you do is cut off the end, and then you're looking for 2-inch long pieces. So basically, I'm going for this long, skinny shape for all my vegetables. Does it have to be perfect? Nah. Let me tell you about the colors of the rainbow and my little friend Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Now, we don't have all of those, but we do have green, yellow, purple, orange, and other shades of green. All our vegetables and noodles get wrapped up in rice paper. This is how it comes. It comes kind of hard. This is super easy to find in a lot of grocery stores. Right where they keep the seaweed or the nori, this is usually hanging out there. Obviously, we can't wrap this up. We have to rehydrate it. So we do that very simply by soaking it in water. You do these one at a time. You don't want them to stick together as you're doing it. Kind of prepare your cutting board by making it a little bit wet. We'll lay it on the water. The idea of the water is so that this doesn't stick. Well, let's get some carrots in here. We're gonna go with some mango. So we got some cucumber happening, shredded cabbage. Got some noodles here. I'm gonna lay some mint right here. Some basil in the middle. Some cilantro, maybe on this side. I'm gonna grab up this end. I'm gonna fold the sides up, wrapping this tightly. Boom. And there she is. Look, different shades of green. You come around and you got the orange and the yellow and the purple. All right, so we'll put that right there. Let's do it again. The idea here is that you can basically make the same thing for the whole family, but they are customizable and you can see what's inside. So if someone doesn't like a certain ingredient, boom, they don't have to cut it open to find out. They can just see right in. Mommy, I don't like cabbage. You can see that it's not there. Now dip it in the sauce and eat it. The spring rolls are looking great, but they're gonna be even better with a dipping sauce. We start off with some creamy peanut butter. Now, if peanuts kill you, find something else. Tahini is a good substitute for peanut butter. Put a little bit of sesame oil with that. 2 cloves of fresh garlic. We're just gonna microplane that right in. Let's add some acidity in the form of fresh limes. Gonna zest this lime before I juice it. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I can smell it already. Let's go in with some fresh scallion. We're gonna get the umami saltiness from some soy sauce. And to get even more flavor, let's head to the packet drawer and grab some packets. Sriracha, red pepper, honey for sweetness. Depending on how much juice you get out of your limes, you're gonna have something that's maybe like this or even tighter. So we can come in with some water, a little bit at a time, and just sort of thin it out. I'm gonna add some salt too. When I imagine dipping into this, I want it saucy, not really peanut buttery. Everything's ready. Let's pack up this lunchbox. Let's start with the dipping sauce. It's very important to keep these separate. It'll create sogginess, right? All the pleasure will be gone. Gotta keep it separate. All right, lunch is all packed up. I'm going to work. See you later. It's lunchtime. After a dreary day of TPS reports, all the colors of the rainbow are staring me in the face. What an uplifter. I've got a room temperature meal that is not going to expire. It comes in at $1.70 a serving, which certainly beats going to a food cart. Now let's see what this thing tastes like. Ah, the aroma of peanut butter and lime right away hits me. And the rainbow roll. Oh yeah. This is very exciting. so fresh. The spring roll tastes as delicious as it looks. You like window shopping before you buy. Buy, bite. This is definitely a lunch to look forward to. How you pack your lunch is just as important as what's in it. You only need a few reusable lunchbox items for successful packing. A variety of sizes for your main dishes and then some smaller ones for sauces. Keep a set of silverware in your lunchbox. Not using plastic equals less waste, and it makes your lunch a little more sophisticated. If you can, keep a reusable plate or bowl in your desk or locker, and top it off with a reusable napkin. How fancy! Layer your items with the most sturdy on the bottom and the more delicate ones on top, so nothing gets squished. Pack your dressings and sauces on the side, and that way nothing will get soggy. You know, when you put a bottle of water in the freezer, it becomes an ice pack and it'll keep your lunches cool. Plus, as it melts, nice cool water. Keep a portable condiment collection in your desk or bag for that finishing touch. Don't forget your lunch. I like to put my keys on top. That way I don't leave without it. I got my lunch, I got my briefcase, I'm out of here. You know why we all love sandwiches? Because we can customize them, they're handheld, and they travel well. And today I'm gonna show you how to make a sandwich that isn't really a sandwich. It's called onigirazu. The onigirazu was invented in a comic book strip. It comes from onigiri, which are these triangularly wrapped rice balls, or actual balls of rice themselves. But this version's less fussy to make, it's more freeform, and because it doesn't really exist in this space-time continuum, you can put whatever you want on them. No rules. The first thing we have to do is start off with some sushi rice. Sushi rice is a short grain rice that's very, very starchy. That's what makes it all stick to itself, and that's good because we need structure. Because effectively, the rice is our bread in this dish. So I've rinsed this thoroughly twice. Gonna bring this up to a boil. Add some salt. The onigirazu that I'm gonna make right now is sort of chicken teriyaki inspired. So I've got some chicken thighs here. We're gonna put a little oil in a nice hot pan. Spread it out. I'm gonna hit this with some pepper and salt. We're gonna add some flavor to this. Ginger, garlic, fantastic classic combination. In order to peel the ginger, a spoon is good, kind of gets around all the nubs. Grate the ginger. I don't want to go straight into the pan with this because these are aromatics, right? And I want to keep them that way. The longer I cook them, the more they become like fundamental deep flavors. I want to keep the brightness and the freshness. Garlic, grated. Oh, fantastic aromas happening right now. All right, rice is boiling. Lower, cover. We're gonna add in the garlic and ginger now. They have delicate flavor, so we're gonna lower the heat. All right, let's build a sauce inside of our chicken pan. We're on low heat. We're gonna put in soy sauce. We've got sesame oil. We gotta get some sweetness in here too, so to the packet drawer for some honey. Okay, mixing that all around. My rice is ready. Sushi rice is flavored. We're gonna make the flavoring right now. It's really simple. We start with a bowl and we get sugar and twice as much vinegar. Oh, you know the smell well. This is what flavors the rice. It's not just salty rice, it's salty, zingy, sweet rice. And it's what's gonna make our onigirazu taste amazing. We're gonna make our own sriracha mayo to put on the inside of the sandwich. Mayo coming in and some srirachas. So we get a spicy moisturizer on the inside. Homogeny has been achieved. Avocado, nature's most delicious fatty fruit. There's a giant seed in the middle. Be deliberate, come in, twist, and that should come out. And then if you just smack your knife on the tip here, that'll drop it right off. All right, I'm coming in with a spoon. I'm coming all the way around. Okay. I made a little mistake. But it was a delicious mistake. Now we can just get some really nice slices. We've got everything ready, so let's assemble. We've got to use some plastic wrap to build this whole thing together. We're gonna grab our nori. We're looking for the shiny side. Here it is. We want that to be on the outside, so we're gonna put the shiny side down. I'm gonna measure out half a cup of sushi rice. So we're gonna come right in the middle here. Have a bowl of water nearby. You can dip your fingers into it, and that'll prevent your fingers from sticking to the rice. So now what I wanna do is make a square here, flatten it down a little bit, try to bring in the sides, something like that. Beautiful. Chicken teriyaki coming in like that. Gorgeous. Throw some cucumber on there with some avocado slices. Hit it with some sriracha mayo on top of that. Oh, baby. This is very exciting. Here we go, a little bit of cilantro on top. Actually, that's a fair bit of cilantro, but I like cilantro. You know, the coolest thing about this is you take this for lunch. I don't know how you can't be excited all day to bite into this. Here we go. We're topping it with rice. Fingers wet, shape. All right, we're wrapping it up. This is the absolute limit. Go like that here, come like this here. And this is really what shapes it. So, square, cutting it in half. I'm gonna be super excited when I open up my lunchbox and this is what's greeting me. I'm gonna wrap this again now. We're wrapping this again so that everything stays fresh, but also so that we don't have to bring a giant knife to work. All right, let's pack this guy up. And I am off to work. The moment has come. I've been working on spreadsheets all day and all I wanna do is eat my onigirazu. Oh, greeting me with a smile. I'm going to take my napkin out and put it upon my lap. Oh. I'm getting aromas of salty and sweet and nori. This comes in at $1.69. Please try to find me a lunch that's gonna make you as happy as this for that price. You won't! Oh. This tastes great. It's perfectly balanced and it's filling. So I got salty, I got sweet, I've got acid, I got spice. Probably my favorite thing about this sandwich is that I don't have to find a microwave. I can eat it right out of my lunchbox. What a great way to take the customizability of a sandwich and reimagine the whole thing. Up next, your favorite fast food lunch has a challenge. It's time for a struggle challenge, and I'm creating the criteria. In the group, I saw that a lot of you are sharing your super inventive and creative ideas on how to make fast food at home. So that's the challenge. Make a popular fast food lunch homemade. Let's get started. Sour cream, tortilla, salsa, tomatoes, huevos, beef, cheese, cabbage, lettuce, big tortilla. So I'm gonna go for a crunchy tortilla wrap here. We're gonna fold it up here. We're gonna get some beef and cheese, and basically make like a super stuffed quesadilla. The idea here is to sort of make our own taco seasoning. That with the beef, it's gonna be delicious. We're definitely gonna put cheese and sour cream on the inside because I gotta get that like amazingness when you bite into it. I could put a slice of tomato. I'm gonna do that. I don't think I'm gonna put any lettuce. Maybe I'll pack this pico de gallo to go. And frankly, I don't think I need an egg. We're gonna use the big tortillas. Let's get started. One for the beef, one for the tortilla. Just a little bit. The beef's got a fair bit of fat in it. Salt, so important. Pepper, a must-have. I'm gonna throw some cumin on there. Cayenne, oh baby. A little paprika for some smoke. I'm gonna fold the oregano in towards the end so that it doesn't burn. Well, I'll put a little bit now. Maybe I'll add a little bit later. Here we go. I'm looking for a crump. I want to get maximum surface area, and I do want that nice sear. I'm gonna add some more oregano on top here, and I'm gonna get a little more cumin too. To me, these two are really good towards making a homemade taco seasoning. Now, while that happens, let's have a look at our flour tortilla. We could do the big easy. You lay it out, you sprinkle your ingredients, you put another one right on top, you cook it over, great. We could do the up and over. That's pretty good too. But if we want to take this to go, then we got to think about pleating this. Let's see. That's our measurement right there, which is effectively half of the total diameter, but then brought to the center. Let's give this a shot. I think I'll start with the sour cream so I've got glue and so that I can define the area that I'm going to place the beef on. The reason we put the sour cream down first is that it creates a barrier for all the beef juice that's gonna leach out. I'm gonna throw a tomato right on top, get some juiciness in the center. You gotta hit it with salt. Tomato needs salt. And we will grate some cheese right on top of that. We've got nice margin here, and we're gonna come up and really bring it to the center. And then we're gonna fold, and we are gonna fold. And yeah, it's tight, but it's being held together. And now it's all about this. Getting that on there. So hold that there for a second. Let's get a second one. And over to the center. You can kind of do that, and then that. just putting a little pressure on it right now because I'm basically trying to burn the folds into the shape. So let's see how this guy's doing. Very nice. Check it out. Okay? That's holding. Beautiful. How about this guy? Perfect. Sealed. I'm pulling these off. Fold side down. Here's the really good one. Look at that. Huh? If we're going for portability and handheld, I mean, this is strong. This is holding its shape beautifully. And it's crunchy. You can hear it. All right, I'm going to cut this one in half. Let's see the situation here. Maybe I could have used some green in there. Listen, overall, I think this is a pretty good looking handheld lunch, okay? I'm gonna give this an 8 on visuals. I'm gonna bite into it now. Oh, man. Let's see what happens if we put a little salsa on it. Oh, that does it. Wow, this is delicious. Honestly, it's right on the edge of too salty for me, but the acidity of the pico de gallo totally pulls it back. Flavor-wise, there's room for improvement, so I'm gonna go with an 8.5. So 8 plus 8.5, 16.5. It's a B-. Most fast food restaurants are a C+. So in my book, this is a huge win. I love all the recreations of fast food items you guys have been making on the page. Here's my version of a crunchy tortilla wrap. Take these flavors, make it your own. The vehicle that we're gonna use for this lunch is the Calzone, because I like to have something encapsulated when I'm carrying it to work. So I thought we'd make an Italian combo Calzone, because then it'll be good at any temperature, and everyone loves an Italian combo. So we wanna make sure we have all our toppings before we get our dough all rolled out. It just makes for a more efficient assembly line. So let's head over to the herb garden to get some flavors going. We got basil and parsley. And I'm just gonna take a scissor and cut them right into a bowl. We're gonna use these fresh herbs to jazz up our cheese. We're gonna go in with ricotta now. Ricotta is a super soft cheese. It's delicious, it's salty. A little pepper and some salt. Some of the things we're not putting in this dish are mozzarella, for example, because mozzarella at room temperature coagulates. Coagulated mozzarella is like biting into something that's rubbery. It's just not as pleasing as when it's oozing hot. But the ricotta is not gonna suffer from that because it's got such a higher water content, it doesn't really coagulate, which is great. Beautiful. Let's roll out these doughs. Take some flour, put it on a countertop, something like that. You could make pizza dough. You could buy it from your local pizza shop. They sell it frozen in the grocery stores, or you could make it yourself. Just use any pizza dough. We'll take one of these doughs, we'll sprinkle a little more flour, particularly on the moist cut side. Now, we've got a half moon shape happening here. If we just start working this, that shape is going to extrapolate out. So if we take it and put it on its side this way, at least it's symmetrical. And now I introduce the struggle rolling pin. Chianti Classico. We're gonna give this a little roll out and back. The reason we don't want to form a ball with this is because we're gonna be like creating new gluten and then it won't stretch at all. This dough has been out of the fridge for a while. You know, when it's ice cold, it tends not to want to stretch so much, so you definitely want to let it rest out at room temperature. But keep in mind, the longer it's at room temperature, the more it's going to start rising again. So, and now we'll start building our calzone, which roughly translates to large sock. Fill up the sock. So, let's start with the ricotta. Leave some room on the edge so that the dough can stick to itself as it folds over. And now we've got some salami. Go with these drier ingredients that still hold moisture within, but won't ruin the dough as it sits in your lunchbox. Provolone. I'll tell you this, I would stay away from tomato sauce because that's just gonna make the whole thing soggy. Pepperoncini, roasted red peppers, olives. Let's close up our calzone. Coming up and over, and we're just gonna pinch it around the edges. And I'm gonna go right onto our tray. All right, let's get a second one. These toppings are totally customizable, so you can make everybody happy. If someone doesn't like spice, leave out the pepperoncini. If another one wants extra olives, you just make sure you charge them an extra 50 cents. Just kidding, give them the olives. We don't have a high water content in our calzone, but I think it's a safe bet just to cut the slits in the top anyway. It's time to pop these in the oven, 425 for about 25 minutes. All right, our calzones look beautiful. It's really important that before we wrap them up, we allow them to cool because otherwise there's gonna be a steam situation and you're gonna have a soggy wrapper and that's no good. It's gonna be a disaster. So let them cool. Let's wrap these up like little presents, because that's what they are. At least that's what it'll feel like at lunchtime. All right, the perfect little parcel to take to work. It's so easy and practical in every single way. Or you could just put it in a traditional container. To the lunchbox. Put the napkin on top, close it up. I'm off. What a busy morning. I'm starving. Got our calzone. All right. Oh. It's delicious. It's an Italian combo in a calzone. How could you go wrong with this? It's spicy, it's juicy, it's acidic. The dough is fantastic. The Italian combo calzone is coming in at $2.48 a serving. Not only are these the perfect flavors, but this vehicle is the perfect lunch. Today we made portable lunches that were delicious. Rainbow spring rolls, a chicken teriyaki onigirazu, and an Italian combo calzone. They were handheld. They could be eaten at room temperature, and best of all, they were totally customizable. Have fun at work. Have a good day at school. Struggle on. Welcome to Frankie's Corner, where I demystify your quandaries. My kids requested a bento box in their lunch this year, and I had to look it up because I hadn't heard of it. I'm into the idea, but I don't want to end up feeding them a whole bunch of snacks. Can you give me some tips because I don't know where to start? Bento boxes are really fun because it lets the person eating really mix and match food along the way and make every bite totally different. This is not an excuse for putting a bunch of snacks in individual boxes. Think of it as a complete meal, but deconstructed. You should have a protein in one box, maybe a sauce, some vegetables, some kind of pickle, right? All these things together would be delicious, and apart, they're also delicious. That's all a bento box is.